Hello my dears, it's Aishling Mooney. This is the third masterclass in this series, Spiritual Business Breakthrough, and this masterclass is raising your abundance vibration and learning about wealth consciousness. So it's going to be really juicy, really interesting. I've been thinking about it the last few days. So welcome. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to join me. And while we're doing that, I'm going to pick a card just to set the tone from one of my favorite abundance decks. This is Notes from the Universe on Abundance by Mike Dooley. Absolutely love this. So this deck, I don't know if you don't know Mike Dooley, but if you go to www.tut.com, you can sign up for messages from the universe. That's for us today. So they're like, it's like a little message from the universe, God, great mystery, whatever that is for you. And they're usually a little bit tongue in cheek and a little bit of a good bit of sense of humor. So the card that I got for us today is, there's always a beautiful image on the front, which makes me feel very abundant. And then there's a little message from the universe at the back. So I'm going to read this. It says, while it's often thought that happiness may spring from having some serious books, it actually works best the other way around. Your celestial financial planner, the universe. And I'm going to just pick another one. I'm going to just pick another one because sometimes they're really a lot of fun. So I'm going to pick one that I have. I'm going to use this one because I have this actually in my journal. So I love this. One of my favorites. So the scene is beautiful and it says, here's what I ask folks who aspire to being fabulously rich. Couldn't you just pretend you're a multi-millionaire? You know, right after you're done pretending that you're not. It's all pretend, the universe. I just love these cards. So that is just setting the tone for us today, my sweet darlings, for this wonderful abundance masterclass. So hi Joanne, hi Shauna, hi Beatrice, hi Sheila, hi Bernie, lovely to have you here. And for everybody else that's joining throughout, you're very welcome. And if you're watching the replay, you're very welcome. Follow along. I would say to everybody, if you don't have a pen and paper, go and get yourself a pen and paper because there's a lot that's going to come through for this. So pause if you're watching the replay, go and get yourself a pen and paper. Maybe that's your journal, maybe that's just a random piece of paper. But there's going to be a lot that comes through here. I have a lot to say on this topic. So my darlings, hello. So let's get started. Raising your abundance vibration and wealth consciousness, learning about wealth consciousness. I have some notes, so I'll be a little bit back and forth through my notes to make sure that I get everything in. So we're going to start with, why is it important for light workers right now to raise their abundance vibration and learn and increase their wealth consciousness? So that's the first thing. Then we're going to look at what actually makes you feel abundant, and it's absolutely different for every single person. Then we're going to look at how do you do it? What steps can you take to increase your abundance vibration? And I'll be looking for you to post in the chat as well all of your pieces of information around this and things that have worked for you, books that you've read, anything that has worked for you, videos, courses, anything. I'll be asking you to post it in the comments so that we have a full thread, which is full of an abundance of information for sharing. So then we look at when it's a good time to start raising your abundance vibration. Big hint, booking now for all of the reasons that I'm going to go through. And then we're going to look at some steps that you can take. What is your action? What's the commitment that you're going to make? And it will just be one simple thing that you can do today or this week to raise your abundance vibration. I promise that when you come off this call, you're going to be buzzing. You're going to be like, oh my God, full of ideas between what I have to share and what everybody else is going to share in the comments. So you're so very welcome. Cup of tea in my abundant, beautiful golden mug. It was a gift. And I'm going to be talking about anchors, and how to use the things in your environment to anchor in abundance. Drinking tea from this makes me feel massively abundant. Okay, why is it important for light workers right now to raise their abundance vibration and to increase wealth consciousness? So, money is money is money. Money is just an energy. It doesn't do good or bad. It does good or bad depending on the hands of the person that's holding that money and spending that money. So money doesn't really change you as a person. I know there's all that changed me, but it doesn't. It just amplifies who you already are. So if you're kind and generous, money will amplify that and you will be kinder and more generous. If you are insecure and self-confident, money will amplify that and you'll spend it in ways that are insecure and not confident. If you are mean and greedy, money will just amplify those qualities. Money really doesn't give a shit. It just it makes a difference or not in the world depending on the hands of the people that are holding it. And in my experience as light workers, we are traditionally the ones that are fucking broke. I know that my story has been one of poverty in my family line. There has been a lot of poverty, a lot of struggle with money. I'm probably the first person in my whole family, I don't know how many generations, with a university degree. Like, talk about breaking cycles and ancestral patterns. So we are the first generation of women. Many people listening to this are the first generation of women in your families that are breaking cycles. Like, literally, if you have your own business or your own business idea, you are fucking a revolutionary in your family tree and in your ancestral tree. If you think about in Ireland, and I'm sure in the UK it was a similar timeline, but in Ireland it was only in the 1970 or 1971 that the marriage ban was lifted, and that a woman, when she got married, did not have to leave her job. So, you know, women were just immediately upon marriage lost their financial independence and became dependent on someone else, their husband. So it just it's new. It's really fucking new. That's 50 years. It's only 50 years that we're really starting to embrace financial independence for women. And a lot of our default, you know, we're working through a lot of default, which isn't that. So it's going to be probably my daughter's generation that really breaks through, or the young people now that are coming. You can really see the 20, 30 somethings now at this stage. You can really see that they have a completely different mindset around this. And there's a huge wave of entrepreneurial spirit as well. So it is important for light workers to embrace, to make some money, to embrace the idea of financial independence, because studies have shown that women, when they make some money, this is studies of multiple 6 figures and 7 figures entrepreneurs, women, business owners, when they have money, after they look after themselves, after they look after their families, make sure everybody's okay, the college fund is in place, the retirement fund is in place, which really is probably about 500 grand. Like, it's not a massive amount of money. Sometimes when we think of financial security, it's not a massive amount of money, and that changes depending on where in the world you're living, and the culture that you're from and the circumstances that you're in. It can change. But I'm talking, say, Western world, Europe, and I am speaking from a white woman of privilege as well, that you're talking about 500 grand is more than enough to buy your home, to provide for your future, to put some investments in place. Hello everybody that's joining me. You haven't missed anything, we're just getting into it. But there is, when women look after themselves, look after their families, they give back. They start to give back to their communities. It is a natural way of being for the majority of women, that they just give back. It might be that, I was thinking about this today, and I was thinking, you know, even when I was really poor and didn't have a lot of money, I remember when Noah would grow out of his clothes, I would pack them all up into a bag and I would give them to a friend, to give them to a girl down the road. I never met this girl, and she had 2 young boys. So she would literally get all of his clothes, and that felt abundant to me in that moment, to give to another woman who was struggling. She was a single parent with 2 kids, and that's all I knew about her. And I would just wrap up all of his clothes, socks, knickers, everything, and just give them all to her to support her. And I'm sure that many of you have done something similar. You know, from wherever we are, it's a natural tendency for us to want to share and give and support, especially other women. But when the more money that we have, the bigger our investments, and the bigger our giving, and the bigger our philanthropy. So we literally start to make a difference in the world, in our communities. We invest in projects, we invest in the future, we definitely invest in environmentally protective systems and processes. Like, we want to make a difference. Women are ultimately aware of their legacy and this desire to leave the world a better place when we leave it. So it's a natural tendency. So I feel that we should really start to embrace that, really start to stand up for that. There's some books coming out lately, literally saying, women stand up, we need more millionaires, we need more 6- and 7-figure entrepreneurs, we need more CEOs, business owners, like actual business owners. And if you've been following me and listening to the other masterclasses, I hope that this is just adding another layer to that idea of that you can create a business that's financially stable and sustainable and profitable while sharing your healing gifts. So that is why we need more people with heart, with money in their hands, that we know that they will ultimately just make a difference. And then it's like, what I would love you to think about, this is interactive, get your pen and paper if you just joined me. What I would love you to think about is, what makes you feel abundant? So I want you to post in the chat, and I want you to write in your journal. So if you're watching the replay, you can still play along as if you're here live. What makes you feel abundant? So I was thinking about this morning, and this mug makes me feel abundant. It was a gift. It's all gold, sort of plated, and it has beautiful feathers, so it makes me feel like the angels are with me. So that makes me feel abundant. But I realized this morning, as I was listing out, because I want you to do this, list out what makes you feel abundant in your life, that a lot of the things that make me feel abundant are related to self-care and personal development. So, you know, some things are naps. Who doesn't like a nap? I try to nap every day. A really, really abundant, off the charts nap for me is when I actually, most afternoons, I just lie back in the bed and close my eyes for half an hour. But on those mornings when I'm really feeling luxurious and abundant, I literally get back under the covers and lie there for an hour. And if I wake up a bit early, I'll read a book, but I'll just completely switch off from the phone, from everything else for an hour. So that makes me feel luxurious. It makes me feel abundant because I've created a business that can give me that space to be able to take a nap, to be able to take a rest. Swimming, I went to the swimming pool this morning. I've just started back this month, about a month ago, and swimming in large, vast expanses of water just makes me feel abundant, and it makes me feel like I'm really doing something good for me. And it also adds in, I was thinking about this and I was thinking, geez, what is it? And it feels like I'm playing truant on my business. It feels like I'm a workaholic. Most of us, we're grafters. We're out there working. So my tendency is to just get down, knuckle down and get the work done. So abundance for me is when I take a stand for my self-care and say, actually, no, what's more important for me is to go to the swimming pool this morning and to stretch and move my body so that I arrive here feeling fresh and like I have something to share, you know, and I feel like I'm full then, I've given something to me. So, so keep writing in the chat. What one thing makes you feel abundant? It is different for everybody. It is absolutely different for everybody. For some people, it's designer clothes. It's a beautiful car. It's a dream house. It's a trip on a yacht. It's a 5-star hotel. It's all-inclusive holiday. You know, those things make me feel abundant too. But when I bring it back down to the everyday, which is where we all are right now, you know, I have no plans to go on a holiday, a summer holiday until next year. I might have a few little breaks in between, but I've no plan to do that lovely holiday. So it's about what is it right now in your day-to-day moments that help you to feel abundant, that help you to feel expansive, that help you to feel good. So I love that. Chilla says, attending Georgian and Regency balls. Oh my God, I absolutely love that. Wow. Muriel says, brilliant colours of the flowers. Oh my God, I love that. And a special place of artwork. So just keep posting in the chat there. And Shona says, when I get my nails done. Yes. Liliana says, when I'm free to do what I want. That is it, freedom. Yeah, freedom is a big one for me as well. For me, abundance is freedom and peace of mind. Yeah. So just keep posting in the chat. What is abundance for you? What helps you feel abundant? So one of the things we can do is create anchors in our environment that promote this sense of abundance. So for me, this beautiful cup, lots of things around me. I have this right over my desk, which is my genie. My genie lamp, which reminds me to ask for more in my life and to feel that I can ask, that there's no limit to what I can ask for. And if I follow it with that caveat, this or something better or for my highest good, I can be assured that the angels of God are working for my interest. But this is literally, I can make a wish in here anytime I want, and that makes me feel abundant. I also have the goddess Fortuna. I just brought her here today to show you, but she's the goddess of chance and abundance. And she is holding the cornucopia of plenty there. It's all full of gold coins. And, you know, she's blindfolded, which makes us, you know, there's a bit of risk sometimes. There's a bit of putting yourself out there, getting out of your comfort zone. You can't get your hair done or your nails done unless you get out of the house. But I usually have her in my abundance corner, which is literally the corner just behind me there where that painting is. I have a lot of gold in my house, in the cushions, and I try to have gold pieces around or gold frames, and that anchors in abundance for me. It makes me feel abundant. Wardrobe of things I love. I did a complete clear out of my wardrobe in the last few years, went a little bit minimalist, and have decided that I will only have in that wardrobe things that I really love. Now it is a process, so I'm not doing a KonMari and just dumping everything and starting from scratch. I'm doing it a little bit more of a longer term clearing out, but it is fairly now down to, I just chose 2 or 3 colours that I love, and that's literally my wardrobe. I might take a picture later and show you, or I'll do a quick live actually and just show you. But that makes me feel abundant, having an ordered, having a beautiful wardrobe with things that I love. Boots are my thing. I just feel like a fucking rock star with these red cowboy boots on. You know, so it's what is it that makes you feel abundant? Getting your hair done, getting a mask done, you know, wearing clothes that you love, not necessarily to everybody's taste. You know, my clothes are not to everybody's taste. This top is probably about 4 years old. I bought it in Pamela Scott. I just love it. It's a comfort top. It's a protective top. It's the colors. I love it. It is just one of my favorite pieces in my wardrobe, and I wear it over and over and over and over and over and over again. It makes me feel abundant. It's not the most wonderful material. Well, maybe it is because it hasn't worn out, but it just makes me feel abundant. So it's about in your home having all of these anchors or these experiences or these things that you can do every single day. That will make you feel more abundant. Essences, Aishling says. I love that gold essence. I love it. I have an abundance essence in there. I must actually get gold essence. Sheila says, when I moved back to London, I went to move with 2 suitcases, my bank card, and bought new clothes there. Love it. Oh my God, there is nothing like buying some new clothes, is it really? And you know, when I didn't have the money, my sister used to empty her wardrobe and give me whatever she was getting rid of. She would just do a big getting rid of stuff, and she'd say, take whatever you want. And that, at that time, that felt really abundant to me. That felt like I was receiving something new. So, you know, it doesn't have to be that you have to go and buy stuff. And depending on your circumstances, it can be whatever makes you feel abundant. I'm sure when I packed up that bag of kids' toys and I gave it to that girl, although they were secondhand, I'm sure it made her feel abundant. Because kids' clothes, I mean, especially when they're young, when they're below 10, they just grow out of them so quickly. And I gave that girl clothes with tags on them and everything that the child just grew too quick and wasn't even able to wear them. Mary, what makes me feel abundance? Going to the therapy room every morning, getting a nap for an hour. Oh my God, I hear you. That's me. Having a lovely hot shower with a beautiful hair mask and getting my nails done. Oh, love it. Colette says, snap, I'm the first in my family to get a master's in uni. Yeah, it is huge. Like literally, girls, we are revolutionaries on our family lines. We are doing things that was impossible for our grandmothers and great-grandmothers. Like literally impossible. My great-grandmother didn't know how to read or write. And I don't think she ever went to school. My grandmother left school at 9 or 10 and so on. So we are literally doing things. You know, I remember a quote from Louise Hay in one of her books. I don't know what it was. I think it was a CD I used to listen to over and over, 101 affirmations. And one of them she used to say is that, be grateful for your toilet, for your toilet facilities. And she said, kings and queens 100 years ago didn't have the toilets and running water that we have now. And that really stuck in my mind. And it used to be like, oh my God, I'm living like a king or queen. I'm living like a king or queen right now in my life. So even when I was really poor, you know, when I really was struggling with money and to pay the bills and to keep things afloat, I still had a toilet and I still had running water. And, you know, I still was able to go to the supermarket and buy the basics for my family, and we still had a warm house. So that is one thing that helped me very early, even through those difficult times, to anchor in, I'm still abundant. I'm still living like better than a king or queen 100 years ago. So yeah, I would love to hear. Is there anything else I have here? I have getaways with friends. Nice, because we always go to a nice hotel. We always drink maybe too many glasses of wine. We have great conversations. Time with family. So like literally the year that we've had COVID, I couldn't get to Ireland for a year. So it was literally like, talk about blessings of COVID. It felt so abundant. It felt such a blessing to be able to finally get home and see my family and hug my mum and dad and my sisters and brother and see all the nephews and the nieces. So spending time with family has become a priority for me, but it also makes me feel abundant that I can do that I can now hop on a plane and go back to Ireland if I want to. So yeah, another thing, having a team in my business, which I didn't have for years, and I didn't have that support. Support really helps me feel abundant. Any type of support. And an example of that was, there was once a time when my husband was working every second night he was gone. And that was about 3 years, for almost 3 years. And I felt at that time like I was single parenting for half the week. Single parents, you deserve fucking, not medals, but so much more support than you get. So I felt like a single parent most of the time. I was struggling. We didn't have a lot of money coming in. And that was probably one of the least abundant, felt like the least abundant times in my life. Now that I have that support, so we moved to Italy, he got a better job, and he's here. He only works 20, 30 hours a week, and he's here every night. And for some people that have their husband there with them every night, that might not feel like a luxury or abundance. But for me, at this stage in my life, that is one of the most abundant things, because I just need that support. I really, really benefit from company and need his support. And the fact that we were able to go for a coffee yesterday on a Thursday morning together, because he happened to be off and I had a couple of hours off, that we were able to go for coffee, that felt abundant and luxurious. So I hope that that's useful in getting you think about. Muriel says in the summer when she has all the solar lights on, I love it. And everything is sparkly and magical. I love that, absolutely, yeah. Siobhan says, sharing my work online, free readings and healings. I love it. Hi, Simona. Giving gratitude. Siobhan says that's why we call the toilet sitting on the throne. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay, so we've looked at what makes you feel abundant, and I really want you to really feel into that for the next week. And, definitely take some time today, but really feel into that for the next week. Because when you lift your abundance vibration, the universe is literally, as Louise Hay used to say in that same audio I used to listen to over and over again years ago, the universe is just this smiling being, nodding its head, smiling at you and going, yes, yes, yes. And it's responding to your energy. So when you are in a place of appreciation and gratitude of the little things that are happening in your life, the big things and the little things, when you are celebrating them, the universe is saying, oh, okay, more of that. More of that. In fact, a really great affirmation is, when you're in a good place, is go, more of this, please. More of this, please. So you're enjoying a good meal, more of this, please. You get an unexpected payment from a client, more of this, please. A client pays you for something, or somebody buys a course or program or comes to work with you, more of this, please. Or somebody gives you praise and acknowledgement for the work that you've done, more of this, please. So whatever it is that you want more of, a more loving relationship, when you receive that love, more of this, please. So, it's about, I've completely lost my train of thought. It's about realizing that the universe is this being going, yes, and is responding to our emotions. So when you are in this high vibrational space, it's literally a magnet for more. So your energy, whatever your current state of energy is right now, is literally a magnet for more of that. So when you lift your abundance vibration, which is what we are doing right now today by reminding ourselves about what makes us feel abundant, and the universe is just listening, it's just going, oh, okay, so that's what she likes. So that makes her feel good. I'm going to match the vibration that she's putting off right now, that she's sending out into the world. So literally, good things attract good things. So you're able to manifest things in a place when your mindset, when your abundance vibration is higher than when you're broke and tired and exhausted and not getting enough sleep and struggling with debt or financial, you're in that hole, and we're going to talk about debt and everything else in a moment. But when you're in that place, it can be very difficult to manifest good things. Do you agree with me? Just give me a like, give me a thumbs up, let me know that when you're in that place, people say think positive, it can be very difficult to manifest good things from that place. So raising your abundance vibration is more of a process. It's more of an everyday thing that you start to bring into your life. These anchors that you build up over time that just start to build up that abundance vibration. So for me, when I was down there, I had to go for counseling for 6 months to literally help me to change my mindset. I joined a meditation group, and I meditated for about 2 years with this group and went into the advanced meditation. So sometimes you have to take the drastic action to get you kick-started into that place of abundance. How many of you, just give me a thumbs up, have been in a place where you've been in that deep dark hole and the only thing that got you out of it was getting support from another human being, whether that was a family or a friend, where you just needed to jump into a group and join a group, talk to a friend, tell somebody, and that was the kickstart out. And then you can move into, okay, after you've had your good cry and you're kicking, you're screaming, you're roaring the car, and your moment, your breakdown moment, or as Michelle Henshaw calls it, a wall slider moment. When you've had that moment, you have that moment and you're like, it's a release, and then you can pick yourself back up and go, okay, what can I do right now in my life? What can I do today to make me feel more abundant? What can I do to lift my vibration? What can I do? A fucking nap is free, Can I get the kids minded for an hour so that I can physically go back to bed and try and get an extra hour of sleep today? So it's like, what can you do? Where you are right now is good enough. There are things that you can do right now, and no matter what stage of life or business that you're in, that you can increase your abundance vibration. So I'm not unacknowledging I've been in all those places where I didn't know how things were going to pan out, and I didn't feel powerful and confident, and the things that I feel right now today on this call, because with the experience that I've had. But I did get through it, and I did survive. And I listened to something beautiful there by Mel Robbins, and it was, whatever difficult situation you're in at the moment, whatever challenges you're in, if you can change your mindset and to, this is preparing me for something amazing. I cannot see what that is right now because all I can see is shit around, but this is preparing me for something amazing. And if I hadn't had those difficult experiences, I wouldn't have understood the opposite of that, which is a place of abundance. And I wouldn't have this to share with you, and I wouldn't have it to teach. So our experiences are valuable. So how is that resonating? Is that making sense? Is that helpful? So we're going to talk about a couple of things that you can, little exercises. So I just want you to write these down, and you can decide to do them over the next week or month. So a very simple exercise, and it's in our Abundant Heart program, is you can get an old diary, or you can get a notebook, whatever you want. And on the first page, you write €1, dollar, or pound, whatever your currency is. And you spend it in writing. So you spend, so that like for me, it's euro. So for €1, okay, I'm pretending that I'm going to go and buy two crystals of citrine. Let's say they're 50 cent each. So I'm going to buy 2 crystals. So the next day, you get that €1 and you double it, and it's €2, and you spend it. Imagine that you're spending it. And then the next day, you double that €2 and it becomes €4 and you spend it. And then it becomes €8 and then it becomes €16 and then it becomes €32. And an amazing thing starts to happen when you do that exercise. It's like Monopoly money. It's like a pretend game that you're having with yourself. that you're just going to spend this money. So as you begin to double this, very, very quickly, it jumps into thousands of euros or whatever your currency is. And then it begins to jump into hundreds of thousands, and then it begins to jump into millions. And literally this can happen over a space of 30 days, where you literally are suddenly there going, there's so much money here, I don't even actually know what to spend it on. So, and what happens, this exercise, this explains completely what happens. What I spoke about women giving back. So my experience of this exercise is that you start to buy things for yourself. You think about upgrades that you want in your home. You think about things that you want to buy for your kids. You think about a night away, a holiday. But then when it gets into the 100,000s, you're like, okay, I'll buy me house outright so I don't have a mortgage. Okay, now I'll buy a summer house. Okay, now I'll buy somebody else a house in my family. Now I'll set up a salary so that I can pay, my mother and father don't have to worry about money for the rest of our lives. Okay, now I'm going to set up a college fund, and the money just keeps doubling every day, and you have to re-spend this every single day. And where it gets to is you're like, oh my God, I'm going to set up a project for clean water. Oh my God, what I want you to do right now as I'm speaking is write in, what would your philanthropy dream be? If you had all the money in the world, what would your philanthropy dream be? What charity would you donate to? And think really, really big here. If you had €1 million, you still were looked after, you still had an income, you had everything that you needed, you had homes here and there, and you had cars, and you had whatever you wanted, and your family was looked after, and you still had $1 million, €1 million, pounds, what would you do with that? And like, you didn't have to take care of anybody with that money. What would you do with that money? And I would invest in environmental projects. I would invest in continuing income for me and for future generations in my family. So Shauna says a holistic treatment center for cancer. Fantastic. Oh my God, amazing. One of the things that struck me was I listened to Melinda Gates speaking, and she said that when she went into computers years ago, that there was something like 39% were women that were involved in computers and technology. And she said that now that is less than half of that. So it's maybe 15% of women are involved in technology, and that she had set up a scholarship to support more women to learn about technology and computers. Like it's the new generation. We want more women in there. So I was thinking, oh my God, when I have loads of money, that's something that I'm going to do. I'm going to set up a scholarship to encourage more young children, especially women, to study technology. Joan says, help the homeless, domestic victims. Yes, I love it, love. Really love that. So what are your big dreams? What are your fucking big dreams here? What would you do? There is not a woman here that after her family and everybody is taken care of would not give back out there into the world. Muriel would get a list of amazing healing and support work done in India in villages, hospitals and orphanages. Oh my God. Oh my God. And the thing is that a lot of these things we can start. Aishling would clean the oceans. Yes. What would you do, my darlings? What magic could we create in this world? If we open ourselves up to the abundance, if we take a stand and really, step into the role of CEO in our lives, business owners. Business is one of the fastest vehicles to being rich. Investing is another vehicle. Okay, so I'm glad that this is bringing up. How is this so far? Give me a heart or a thumbs up so I can see how it's resonating. I hope this is stirring stuff for you. It's making you think a little bit differently. Let me see what I want to... Okay, so list the things. So when is a good time to start? When is a good time to start raising your abundance vibration? And what is the one thing that you could do this week? This is where we're going to sort of wind up this session. What is the one thing that you could do this week that would increase a feeling of abundance and prosperity in your life, that would, and I'm going to throw out some ideas of things, and I'd just love you to post in the chat, what is the one thing that you can commit to? You know, cleaning the house makes me feel abundant. I don't physically like actually cleaning. I would feel even more abundant if I had a cleaner, which I'm working on. But when the house is physically clean, that makes me feel abundant. So that's one thing that I can do immediately, and I do it at least once a week, to just have that sense of just freshness and abundance. That makes me feel abundant. So that's a simple thing that I can do this week and that I will be doing. So I want you to make your commitment to what little things, what little actions you're going to take. If you have a big philanthropy dream, you can go to kiva.com and you can put $25. You can donate $25 to Kiva, and you can choose somebody there who's looking for a loan. These are loans for people in underdeveloped countries where it's very difficult for them to get a loan for any sort of business idea or to improve their lives in any way. You can go into Kiva and you can donate 25 quid, and that 25 quid will be loaned out to somebody at a very low interest rate so that they can fulfill their dreams, and then they will pay that back into your account in Kiva over however long it takes them. It could be €1 a day, and then that money is then re-loaned out. So it's literally like a forever giving pot. So when you invest in Kiva, this is one of my favorite things. We did an event a couple of years ago, Divine Feminine Rising, and the profit that we raised from that event, we donated it into Kiva. So we have a bank. It was myself and Marcy O'Regan that ran that event. So let's say there was a few €1,000 went into Kiva, into our Kiva bank, and that was donated out to, I think I paid for a woman to get a sewing machine so she could teach her daughter how to sew. I helped another woman build a toilet facility for her family. I helped another woman buy produce so that she could set up a little shop, a grocery shop. I helped another person buy seed so that they could plant and have food for their family and food to sell. I helped somebody else buy a goat, somebody else buy a cow, somebody else buy a pig, somebody else buy bees. So you can go into Kiva and you can feel like a philanthropist even with a small amount of money. So, you know, that's just something you can do literally today or in the next month, whenever you can say, okay, the next time I have 20 quid, or the next time I get paid, I'm going to take 20 quid and I'm going to put that into Kiva and I'm going to start my philanthropy, my world philanthropy. So you can donate to medical, education, agriculture, all the different categories. So that's really good. And you can get some books. Some of the books that I recommend, if you want to add in your book recommendations, The Richest Man in Babylon is an amazing book. Denise DT has written amazing books, Chillpreneur and LuckyBitch.com, Lucky Bitch. Chilla said she would support ecological agriculture in Transylvania. Oh my God, love it. Liliana would schools for personal and spiritual development for children from an early age. I love it. Colette would set up a program for teenagers to see the true beauty in themselves and a program to stop animal abuse. Oh my God, we would just fucking change the world. We would just change the world, my dears. Like literally together, arm in arm, dollar, euro, pound by pound, we can just change the world. We can make such a difference. So books, Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, the masterpiece, you can read that. Wallace Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich, you can read that. Dave Ramsey has amazing books, Money Makeover, for anybody in debt or struggling with debt. That really, really helped and supported me to clear 20 grand of debt by following his baby step program. You can buy the book for 20 quid and get started on your debt-free journey. A YouTuber that I used to follow to help me get out of debt was Debt Kicking Mom. Loved her. She had like, I don't know, 200 grand worth of debt. for her and her whole family, and they cleared it over maybe 3 years. But she documented her story on YouTube, and that was really, really helpful and inspiring for me. So that's something you can do. Watch a video that will help you feel more abundant or get some handle on your finances. Get a program on investing and start investing. You can invest now for very little money. There's literally, especially in COVID times, there's literally been new platforms. Toro, Robin Hood, I think is the other one. Literally, you could start investing with 20 quid. Used to be that you needed a lot more, but you can literally start investing with very low amounts of money. I would suggest Ann Wilson, The Wealth Chef, The Barefoot Investor. It would be a good book to help you start getting investing. And actually The Richest Man in Babylon, that book will explain a little bit about investing and explain about paying yourself first, that 10%. Eckhart Tolle is another master. There he is. Oh, and it's not Eckhart Tolle, sorry, Harv Eker, T. Harv Eker. Thank you, Chilla. You read my mind. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And I cannot remember the guy's name. I think it's David Back, is it? Or Backman or something. And he wrote The Millionaire. Maybe he didn't write that. Anyway, the book is called The Millionaire Next Door. And there's Robert Kiyosaki, his famous Rich Dad Poor Dad. That was an amazing book. And there's just a wealth of information. So you can watch videos, you can read books, you can physically start donating things in your house that you don't need. You can bring some stuff to a charity shop. That will make you feel abundant. You can clean your house. You can do all of these things and everything that everybody is posting in here. So there's a lot that you can do no matter where you are in your life or your business. You can get yourself a coach, get yourself, thank you Liliana, Angels of Abundance. That's a great book. So you can meditate. What was the other thing I was going to say? The Law of Attraction, Esther and Jerry Hicks, their work. Bob Proctor, You Were Born Rich. Yeah, there's another one, and I don't remember the author's second name, but it's Rachel something. It's a fantastic book, and it's called We Should All Be Millionaires, and it's for women. That is one book I would recommend hands down for every woman in this group listening to this. If you've stayed here this long, get that book and put it on your shelf. Another one is by Gina DeBee, The Audacity to Be Queen. I would recommend that one as well. And then, look, if you don't read, you can go and get Audible. Go and download Audible and sign up for that. That will make you feel abundant. Oh my God, I'm signing up to Audible and I'm going to listen to a book a month or two or a book a week or whatever it is that your capacity is. So I want you to just think about all of the things that you could do. You could upgrade your knicker drawer. Throw out some knickers and buy yourself some nice fancy new ones. And I have here, upgrade your health and upgrade different parts of your personal development. So get more sleep, improve your diet. It makes me feel abundant when I buy stuff that's organic. It's not so easy to get here where I live in Italy, but it's like upgrading your diet, going to bed early so that you get an extra hour of sleep, even if you go to bed and you read a book while you're in bed, turning off technology, turning off the telly after a certain amount of time at night so that you get some sleep and your mind is rested. Sing, dance, self-talk I have here, being kind to yourself, speaking kindly to yourself, and filling your work, making sure that you're surrounded with people that support and that support you and love you. So my darlings, that is it. That is literally what I have to share around this topic. In terms of working with me, if it's something that is calling you, you're thinking, oh my God, I want to work a little bit deeper with Aishling. I meant to mention this at the beginning and I forgot. So The Abundant Heart program is opening next week. It's available next week. I'm going to announce it probably on Monday or Tuesday, and with a big bonus of a one-to-one session with that. So if you're interested, you can PM me and I might give you a sneak peek, but it will literally be open publicly, and I'll announce it Monday or Tuesday. And there'll be, as I said, a one-to-one call just with the first 10 people that sign up. So a little abundance bonus for anyone that's ready to jump in to that program. And that would support you if you want to create a business that's sustainable. It will help you to get clear on who you're here to serve, what the transformation is that you provide, and will give you a step-by-step literal program of how to build a community, create a product, and get it out there online and bring more abundance into your life. And you can literally rinse and repeat this program across your products and services and start to build your financially free empire and your passive income streams. And that is what we want. That is what we want, my dears. We want a world of financially free and independent women. And this is maybe this is your first step. Maybe this is your first step, just being here and listening to this call. Maybe the next step for you is moving into the Abundant Heart. So Jonah said, thanks very much. Feeling motivated, was really stuck. And that is it. It just sometimes just takes us coming together in a community and supporting each other and just creating that little bit of a shake up to get us back on track, Joan. And you're in the Abundant Heart already, Joan. So it's going to help and support you with this as well as you go forward into the next few months. So my darlings, what an amazing call. I hope you enjoyed it. Tag your friends, share it with anybody that you think would benefit. And I will see you back here next week for I think we have our 4th masterclass next Friday. And I'm going to do a surprise webinar coaching session on Tuesday, but I'll announce that later on. So just keep that free. Tuesday at 10, I'll announce exactly what that's going to be. And then Friday at 10 is the last and final masterclass, where we talk about the practicals and the spiritual of business and how to combine them for spiritual business success. Loads of love, my darlings. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye.